as long as I can remember, I've had dreams that I could fly. I remember this at a very young age because you tend to remember formidable things that happen on the playground. And I was 7 or 8, and we were talking about dreams that we had, and somebody said, "Yeah, I was running so fast and like the Flash," and I said, "Yeah, I had a dream that I was flying," and there would, 3 people would turn and like, "Really?" They're like, "No way, come on." And so like, why you guys were dreaming that you were running? I was just dreaming that I was flying. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And you mean like flying like Superman? And I'm like, well, no, it's more like my body was lifting, and I was going flying fast. And so over the years, I've continued to ask anybody of significance in my life that dream. Somewhere along the line during conversations, I find a way to work it in. As a result, I've asked hundreds of people this question, and I've come to my conclusions. It's a semi-scientific cultural experiment, but I have my results, and I have my conclusions. 75% of people look at you like you're crazy. Like, no way. I've had dreams that I'm falling, but not flying. And of course, they talk about how, and if you don't wake up, if you hit the ground, then you're done. So everybody always wakes up before they hit the ground. But no, that's not the flying that I'm talking about. But yeah, 75%, nah. They might even be a little skeptical that you've had such dreams. So let's say 20%, 15% say that they used to when they were younger. Yeah, I remember a flying dream, or maybe when they had a fever, or they were younger. And only 5 to 10% people say, yes, I'm a flyer. It's amazing. I love my flying dreams. And of course, you talk. I got more in common, at that point with those people. So I always delve a little deeper. And some people try, occasionally to, have a mindset where they'll be flying. And others, tell me about how they are flying. And in all my dreams, I've never met somebody that actually flies literally like Superman. And I mean, in the vertical position or horizontal. But most people are levitating or flying. Even if they're flying fast, they don't get a perspective that their body is flying like a superhero. That's one thing that I found in common with all flyers. Other painting with a broad brush, of those 5 to 10% of the people that I talk with that are flyers, I've put them in categories. Well, who are the flyers? Who are the non-flyers? Here's I even hesitate because, if you're not in this category, or you might be resentful. People are like that, like, oh, well, I'm not a flyer, but I'm still, whatever. Well, here's my broad generalization. In my life, the flyers people who have identified themselves as flyers are generally very creative people, or just creative people, whether that be music, painting, photography, just have a good eye for design. I don't know, just creative, sometimes quirky people, myself included. Flyers, generally I have attributed a lot of creativity to flyers. So, non-flyers, and totally true, in my life, the non-flyers are more, kind of, pun intended, are grounded people, meaning people like my mother. hardworking, at her job 25 years. I mean, I've had 25 jobs in the last 25 years. But she was very stable like that, just a hard worker, salt of the earth person. Although she had some creativity with her apples, Santa apples and decorative things. I think she had a good eye. But she wasn't the type to, create anything like, oh, I'm gonna do a painting, I'm gonna write a poem, I don't know. She was just very, very practical, hardworking woman. So I'm just using that as an example, but those are my broad buckets of people as far as flyers and non-flyers, and of course, and I hope to get comments on, I have flying dreams frequently, and I can't paint, sing, or dance. So great, I would love to hear from you, but those are some things I've had in common. The other things that I find that flyers have in common, and this is totally true of myself, I have the flying dreams when things in my life are a little bit more under control. During stressful times in my life, I don't fly so much. But just when I'm not under stress in life, at jobs, I've noticed that I fly more. I have another webpage, another podcast called Serial Thief, where I talk about a time when I was not in a productive, positive mindset, hence the word thief. But during years where I was, and I'll just say, doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing, I had nightmares. And there was no flying them, but I was running, jumping, hiding, climbing, sweating. That was just a reoccurring nightmare. But in the day, I was more, or I thought I was calm, cool, and collected, but obviously my psyche had another idea. But perfect example of when I wasn't flying. Thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in on this podcast, this website, on this YouTube channel. We'll be talking about dreams and lucid dreams in particular. Lucid dreams are typically described as dreams where you know you're dreaming, but there's a subset of lucid dreaming which I find very fascinating, where you can have some control of your dream too. So we'll be discussing that in this series, and I thank you for tuning in. I'd love to hear your comments on whether you're a flyer, a non-flyer, or you used to fly, but you don't anymore. Maybe there's another category that I'm missing, but please share with me your comments in regards to flying, and look forward to speaking with you on the next episode. Thank you very much.